Hey YouTube, continuing Westone week, seeing as I've just remembered I'm going to try and make this video 10 minutes long. So, the most important Westone, the Westone, is the Westone Thunder. I would probably go so far, the most important guitar one is the Westone Thunder guitar, Thunder 1 guitar, followed closely by the Thunder 1 bass. Total breakthrough when these things came out. You were basically getting a pro level, it didn't need upgraded bass for not a lot more than you could get a plywood piece of shite that looked like a bass. When these came out, I heard someone talking about talked to someone before who worked in a guitar shop in the 80s when they first came out, and it was the Paddock was the first guitar that ever turned up, and it was like the talking point of the town, because it was just like, look at it, and it's like, it's how much? It had like active circuitry, it had like a Paddock top. It's kind of look a wee bit like that actually, apart from one pickup, and that would be about 1980, 1981, 1980 maybe, and then 1981 they came out with the Thunder bass and guitar, and it was just like everything. It would just wipe the floor with everything. Total. There's plenty of bands use these as proper guitars. Yeah, so this is the one, which is the bolt-on neck. No, these are the most common colour because it was actually cheaper than all the other ones. It's got like stringers on it, so it kind of looks like it's a through neck sort of, apart from it's bolt-on. Go-to P-bass pickups is get brass and brass, and brass, and go-to sealed tuners. This is quite an early one. The early ones have got that sort of more cartoony looking logo on the headstock. Later on, I think at 83 or 84, they became the W. This is 80. In fact, that one's 84. That one's 83. The yellow one there, you can just... You can zoom in on that. There's the Westone W. It was by 83, so this is earlier than that. Oh, this is 83 as well. Okay, so there's a transition point. Generally, I think with the Thunders, the earlier the better, probably. They're still good later on, though. It's got a three-piece neck as well, so it's pure solid. But yeah, like a pure proper bass. This one, the first time I met Jen, or the second time I met Jen, I fixed her kitchen. I was helping her fit worktops, and I got this as part payment. She don't, obviously it's been J-Paxed. Well, it's not, because J-Pax didn't exist then. It's been Jennifered. She thought it looked a bit like, because the hardware was all rusty, she thought it looked quite like an old garden gate. So it's kind of, although it looks like it's all beat up, it's not. It's kind of painted to look distressed. Kind of. I like it now. I actually gigged it a couple of times with the Sabbath band. I've turned off that mic thinking that was the one that was causing it to fart. I hope. No tone. Actually, the best one of these I ever played was a red one. I showed that to my pal Taylor. Just try and find a Westone Thunder. Actually, my pal Wayne's got the 3. So the Thunder 2 has a set neck and possibly more pickups. And then the Thunder 3 is a through neck. Would definitely get more pickups and active fancifully. But the A, you get like a 1A and a 2A. And if it's got an A in it, it's got an active circuit, which I had one in an area bass. And I would, if it's there, it's fine. It'd be annoying if it didn't work. But it's like 18 volts, and it really doesn't do very much. I'm quite happy just with the passive one. It's not active pickups, it's still the same sort of DiMarzio type P-bass pickup. And they do come in PGA, various combinations. I will at some point have a Thunder guitar. I need to get one. There was one that I should have bought, kicking about. I actually did work out. I was just saying that this is the best one I've ever played. It had a headstock break and it had been repaired, so it kind of wasn't worth that much money, so I should just have bought it. It was I think it was a Thunder 2, but it was an early one, so it had this logo on it, and it had a little bit more brass. as they went on, they put less brass on it, make them a wee bit cheaper. This one was absolutely stunning, and it was like as I said, the cheapest one was the natural, so it was just like pine coloured or whatever it is, ash. I think it is. Then you could sort of like a little walnut maple strips or something in the middle. But this one had the walnut maple strips, but the outsides were stained sort of dark red. Amazing. Yeah, looked fantastic. And I'm past the point of thinking every time you see these ones, you go, oh, it's a through neck, and you have to go, oh no, it's only a bolt neck. It just looks like a through neck. But I've got through necks, doesn't make much difference. I think you get to the point once you start getting more expensive. Why I love these so much, similar to when in the 50s when I think maybe the Fender did it as well, when Gibson brought out like the Les Paul Junior, which was cheaper but was still built to the same quality of the more expensive one, but it didn't have binding, more pickups, fancy stuff. It was a very basic thing. It's what this is. Okay, it does have brass. Seems a little bit excessive, but it doesn't need to have that. But it's a nice thing. But it's like, once you start going up, you just get the through neck and the fancier looking stuff without actually being any different. But I mean, for total would they said the old, oh, would you gig it though? Well, I do gig it. Yeah, so I totally would. It only went into retirement from the Sabbath band when I fixed up the purple Roadstar bass, and it's purple, which goes with the logo, what you can't see. Sort of Master of Reality type colours. I think this was actually a block iron car boot sale one. From memory, Jen paid something like 50 quid for it, 40 quid for it, but it didn't have a pickup. And that was actually the first time I saw it. I'd seen it. I got this in to swap the pickups from what was in my Aria. No, I ended up from my pal's Aria bass. I took the pickups from that, put them in this, gave it back to Jen, and like a year and a half later, it had all been painted and stuff like that. So there is actually a video of me playing this bass when it was before it got painted. Like the problem with the one that said it was the one that's dead common, the cheaper one, it kind of looks the best, but I think it's cheaper because it doesn't have any finish on it. So it's very often you get them that are really scuffed, and like grooves in them and stuff from people. Well, maybe not so much on the bass with with the scratch plate, with the guitar one very much so. Again, they used to be. You see very few of them now. I used to see them all the time, especially the cheaper one. I think people just don't sell them. There's too many hoarders like myself who bought one and went, they're amazing, I can't believe I paid 150 quid for that. So you don't get them for 150 quid anymore. I remember not buying one really annoyingly because it was 90 and it was I should have just bought it. It's a stupid thing not to buy. My reasoning behind it was, of all the Japanese guitars, certainly back then it was the most common one. You would be able to look on eBay and there would be a couple of Westone Thunders kind of kicking about, a couple of Chancers at the time, maybe been for sale for a couple of months for like 200-300 quid. Now they sell for 200-300 quid immediately, so you get a couple of Chancers kicking about 700-800 quid, which I mean, eventually I suppose they will be worth just being a proper bass. Wouldn't need any more than this. Well, I need two basses for the down tuning and the Sabbath. This could be one of them. My plan of doing the Westone week thing was I was going to eventually make that the yellow one work, the Concorde, which I've never played. I had it all set up to have this amazing Ibanez old musician active circuit thing in it, and I took so long managing to carve it into the guitar, into the bass, put it in, and the middle control didn't work, even though I'd tried it before, like outside in a pedal, just to make sure it worked before I put it in. And the middle control doesn't work, and it just pure deflated me. The rest of the bass is finished. So I was hoping that by the end of this week, which has not been a week, it's been just doing 1 or 2 videos a week, I will actually have it working and have a second westone bass. This, as far as I'm aware, is the only westone I've ever owned. Bass. I kind of held off, thinking, oh, I'll get a Thunder at some point, because they were relatively common. I thought I'll find one for 50 quid. Never did. Never did. But I always thought I would, because they were only like, I would see them occasionally for 80, 90 quid. Mind you, this was maybe not without pictures of really what sort of condition they were in. I think maybe you're going to... But they come with good. Like the guitars, it was the big thing. It was just a total pro quality. The 3-piece neck means it doesn't warp. Got a bit of chunk to it. I suppose it's a unique shape. P-bass pickup, volume and tone, decent pots, brass bits, good tuners, brass nut, well built. I wonder how this would have stacked up against like a Fender P-bass from the time, or basically anything else you could have got. Was it 1983? Rock on! I shall catch you all later.